Hi, welcome to Nikki's Modern Mediterranean. I'm Nikki Kleckis, wife, mother, CEO, and entertaining expert. Join me on today's episode where we're going to be grilling up baydakya, or more commonly known as grilled lamb chops. To get started on our lamb chops, I have here 8 lamb chops that I bought at my local butcher, cleaned, trimmed, and all ready to go. So we're gonna take these, we're gonna lightly tenderize these. You don't wanna pound them out too much because you don't want the meat to fall off of the bone. So we're just gonna lightly do both sides. And when you're doing lamb chops for friends or your family, and you're only doing one protein, just lamb chops and then some side dishes, a good way of thinking about how many to make is an average person would eat about 4 of these lamb chops per person. So that's how you can kind of figure out on how many you should buy for hosting a party or even just having dinner. Tonight, Nicholas and I are the only ones that are gonna eat these, so I'm just making 8. So we'll tenderize this, and then we're gonna make our delicious marinade. So lamb chops are all tenderized, ready to go. Put this on the side. And our marinade, I know you're gonna be so shocked, the ingredients, but we're gonna use extra virgin olive oil, Greek olive oil. I'll put the quantities online for you guys, so I'm just kind of eyeballing this. And for this one, for the marinade, we're gonna use a dry white wine. You can use Pinot Grigio, a Sauvignon Blanc, anything that you really have on hand. I'm actually using a Greek wine, which is a Moscotero, which is a very similar to a Sauvignon Blanc. A little bit of wine. We're gonna use some salt and pepper. I'm actually gonna put on the lamb chops. So I'm gonna use dried oregano. And then we're gonna use fresh thyme and fresh rosemary. So I'm gonna chop these up. I'm just gonna flip my cutting board, so we don't wanna chop it right on our lamb. So I'm gonna use some rosemary, and we're gonna finely chop this. And this will give a really great flavor to the lamb when you're cooking them. This is so easy. This is such a great dish to make for friends when they're coming over. Sometimes people are intimidated by lamb, and it's actually the most popular meat in Greece. Lamb and pork, everybody eats it. But sometimes here, I think when I make it for friends, I think they're a little bit wowed, like, wow, you made lamb. But it's really so easy. You can marinate this, put it in the fridge overnight, and then once your friends come over, you just put it on the charcoal. So it's so easy. I can't wait to have like a little herb garden this summer. I'm gonna grow some fresh rosemary, thyme. I think I'm even gonna do a little oregano, because all of these herbs I use literally every single day. So it would be great if I just had them growing in my yard. So I'm gonna chop this. Put that into our marinade and our thyme. It's so funny, when we used to serve lamb at EOS, everybody loved it. They loved the flavor of it and the distinct flavor of the lemon that we're gonna put on after we cook them. But a lot of people would ask, why don't Greeks serve it with mint jelly? That's just not something that we do. So we actually just serve this with, you're gonna guess, lemon and olive oil after we char grill them. So I'm chopping up the thyme. Put that into our marinade. You can already smell the distinct flavors. Whisk that together. And to marinate this, you would put this onto the lamb and refrigerate for at least 3 hours, or like I said, you could do it overnight. So for the marinade to really get into the lamb, you can stick them into a Ziploc bag, kind of mush it around, and stick it in the fridge for 3 hours. I'm gonna pour some on top, but then I'm gonna really kind of rub it into the lamb. I'm one of those cooks, not afraid to get my hands dirty, but I'm totally understanding that sometimes people don't wanna do that. So I'm just gonna rub it in on both sides, really get that in, especially now that you tenderized it, it's really gonna get into the lamb. So I'm kind of just rubbing them in and let them sit in the fridge, and then we'll be ready to grill them. Just sprinkle both sides of the lamb with some salt and pepper. Our marinade is all over our lamb chops. I'm ready to cover these and stick them in the fridge. gonna place our lamb chops right on our hot grill. I like these lamb chops medium rare, so I just cook them for 3 to 5 minutes on either side. These look great, ready to go plate. So we've grilled our lamb chops and now we're ready to plate them. So I'm gonna put them right on the platter to serve this for my family. And our last step is to make our delicious olive oil and lemon sauce. Put these here. So in my house, when I met my husband, he told me he didn't eat lamb. I was like, oh my God, a Greek man that doesn't eat lamb. But my son loves it, so I'm really excited that I get to make these for him because it's one of my favorites. So we have our lamb chops. And now we're gonna make our sauce, which is our lemon olive oil. I know you guys have seen this before and you can visit right here for the recipe, but for today, I'm gonna make olive oil, fresh lemon. I know you guys are gonna be shocked. Salt, pepper, oregano. Every single one of our recipes. And this is so good. The lemon with the lamb is delicious. So we'll whisk this together. And right before I serve this is when I'll pour this right on top. And this will just give it an extra lemony flavor. So I'm gonna pour this right on top. Oh, look at that. Juicy and delicious. And now let's get to garnishing. So we're gonna garnish with some lemon on either side of my platter and some rosemary. I always use the garnish from whatever I used in my dish. I like to use the same herbs or whatever if we're using thyme or parsley, I'll use those to garnish as well. So put that on our platter and it's ready to serve. Our lamb chops are all ready to be served. Since I have wine open from earlier, I'm going to pour myself a glass. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. For the full recipe, visit nikkiglakis.com and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.